Alrighty, guys, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to another live stream, my friends. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. Good to have you guys here once again for another update, my friends. We got ourselves a bit of severe weather starting here, actually today, believe it or not. We got a little risk today for Friday, which today's threats pretty much, today in general is pretty much over. We got tomorrow, which is going to be like the main day, and then of course we have Sunday as well. A little bit of severe weather is going to be expected as well. But what's up, everybody? Hope everyone is doing good. Let's go ahead and jump on into it, my friends. Let's see who we got here today anyways. Let's see. We have Tom, we have Paxton, we have Oliver, we have Chris, we have Abby, we have Jazz, WWT, let's see, in Christ, we have Polly, we have Glum, see here, Girl Dev, we have Courtney, what's up? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here, Texas, Ponderosa, Angelina, Wendy, Polly. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. So, yeah, like I mentioned, we do have a bit of severe weather coming in here. So let's go ahead and actually just start off with that real quickly. We're going to talk about the current risk and stuff like that we have in place. So for today, on the day one outlook here for today regarding severe weather, there's going to be the possibility where we could get a few strong to severe storms here for today. Let me go ahead and actually restart this program here because as we know and as we love, my pen that I use to draw on my screen loves to mess up with me. So let me get that back up and then we'll do that. But yeah, so today we do have a risk out there for a little bit of severe weather here towards Texas. This includes areas like Dallas, Fort Worth. They actually expanded that risk here. They actually expanded the risk here for portions of Texas. So we have Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, Texas, Garland. Some of you folks actually are in that risk here for today. So we do have that little threat. Tornadoes, thankfully, for today is not going to be a problem. Damaging winds as well. Actually, today's only concern, guys, is going to be the threat for hail. Just a little bit of a chance for some hail. Not really anything crazy, to be honest with you. So today's good, but just a little bit of hail up there in north central Texas is possible. Now tomorrow, okay, so tomorrow's risk, this is kind of like the main day out of the next 3 days regarding severe weather. So as of right now, it is a level 1 threat, of course, in which, it is on the lower scale, but remember, it is still a active risk for severe weather and whatnot. So, keep that in mind. And, the risk is out there towards northern and eastern Texas, cutting through all of Louisiana, a little bit of southern Arkansas, portions of central southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and actually Panhandle, Florida will be in the risk here for tomorrow. So also, just a bit of a heads up, the light green here, if you guys are wondering, the light green, this is just a risk for thunderstorms. So just where couple of storms could be possible, but like I mentioned here, the dark green, that's where the severe weather is going to be possible here for tomorrow, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's see here. How bad is it going to be in Granbury, Texas? So Polly will get to, actually, you know what, I'll do it real quickly for you, because knowing me, I'm going to end up forgetting to do this, so let me pull this up real quickly. Granbury, Texas. Okay, so you're out by Dallas. So yeah, you have a little bit of a hail threat tonight, like we mentioned here. A little bit of a hail threat. It does look like pretty early in the morning, though. We could get some storms right around 4 or 5 a.m. Eastern, so 3 or 4 your time. We could get some storms firing off out there towards like north central Texas. You can kind of see. So keep that in mind. Yeah, definitely keep that in mind. There's going to be the possibility for hail on that, like we mentioned before. Anyway, so yeah, forward later tomorrow's threat, we do have ourselves this 2% chance area for tornadic activity. So tomorrow we can't rule out any tornadoes. Unfortunately, tomorrow there is going to be potential for a couple of tornadoes to occur across the dark green areas, which is a 2% chance equivalent. So basically, what does that mean? Well, it means that, within 25 miles of your area, so within a radius, 25 miles around you, there is a 2% chance that a tornado will drop within that region. So it is possible, and collectively it does add up over, a larger distance, which it has. So for portions of eastern Texas, a lot of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the Panhandle of Florida is in the risk here for tomorrow for the possibility of, a couple of tornadoes that we cannot rule out. So keep that in mind. Now, the good news to this is that we're really not expecting any significant tornadic activity tomorrow, which is good. What I mean by significant tornado activity is, EF2 or greater. We're not really expecting storms or tornadoes, if they do occur, to really get up in that strength. So they're likely going to remain weak. And if they do occur, possibly relatively brief as well. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're going to do more of a deep dive into the models, like we do in the videos here. We're going to do that here as well here in a few minutes, which, we'll get into. But anyway, so yeah, just a little bit of tornado activity here for tomorrow is going to be, there. Also, damaging winds from pretty much the same areas here. On these storms here, there's going to be the possibility of seeing some damaging winds, ranging possibly 60, maybe upwards at maximum to right around 65 miles per hour. It's going to be possible. And then lastly, we do have a little bit of a hail threat as well. Just a little bit of hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter cannot be ruled out. So tomorrow is going to be a triple threat from tornadoes to damaging winds to large hail. So we'll definitely keep an eye on the south here for tomorrow. Let's see. WWT says, I'm chasing the tornado risk on severe weather tomorrow. Gotcha. Be careful out there, especially in the south. It can be a little difficult with the road network out there. Be careful if you do. I wouldn't push it on anybody personally, but because it's dangerous business. But if you do, that's your choice. But please be careful if you do. There's a lot of wind here. The Northeast really got a lot of wind because we just had that big storm system come through. Here, let me bring up something real quickly. Here, let's bring this over here real quick. Yeah, I want to show you guys that. I may or may not have showed this on the last live stream too, but a lot of the reason that you guys were getting really strong winds is because of that high pressure that's building in. Obviously, we just had that big storm system come through. Not too long ago. Yeah, you can kind of see those isobars up there in the Northeast there, still relatively compact. You see how close these lines are together? So those are isobars. They represent a line of equal pressure, in which you can see how kind of crammed tight they are together, which means that the pressure's dropping it's basically dropping greater over a shorter distance. In which, that increases flow, from the higher to low pressure. So in that case, we have been seeing some pretty strong winds out there because of that high pressure that's, building its way back into the country. Right now, actually, we do have a little system kind of kicking off across the Ohio Valley. We do have a little bit of snow, actually, in the forecast here for some of you folks, but really not going to be much of anything, to be honest with you. Things are relatively light. Regarding snowfall, this is not going to drop several inches or anything like that, but it'll bring potential for a little bit of snow in some areas, but most areas will be like less than an inch, to be honest. Not a lot, but yeah, Nebraska though, on the other hand, as that storm system started well to the west here, they got a pretty good amount of snowfall. Wade says, I get my computer's things right now. I do, thankfully. I definitely, that took me a while to get things together, but eventually I managed to figure out a way to get a new computer. I built my own again, so very thankful for that. Very, very thankful for that. It was not very cheap, and I do want to say I appreciate the people who did support us for helping us getting a new computer. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. What's up, Paxton? Hope you're doing good. But anyway, so yeah, that's that. I did just want to go ahead and mention that real quickly. So then we work our way into Sunday. So for Sunday, it actually increased the risk area. So for Sunday, we do have a risk for severe weather in northern Florida and for areas like southern Georgia. So we're going to have the possibility for some severe weather activity here for Sunday across the areas in the dark green here. So that's going to be a level 1 threat for severe weather coming up on Sunday for northern Florida and southern Georgia there. Now, the thing is that right now we do not have a breakdown on exactly what will be the concern, but in the discussion here, Lola Bashir, Banner could promote brief tornado or two. Isolated strong / damaging wind gusts will be a likely primary hazard. Okay, so yeah, basically, just damaging winds and, a tornado or two could be possible. So they'll probably add a 2% risk for that, as well as a 5% for wind. More than likely, as we come to tomorrow, which we'll have to see. But anyways, so that's that. Anything in the extended range we don't really have going on at the moment. Now, there is actually a storm system I do want to talk about real quickly. There is a storm system that, could really set up for the middle part of the month. We actually talked about this a little bit here yesterday. It's still there in the models. It's been, pretty consistent over the last little bit. You can see here as we approach right around March 15th or so, we do have a pretty strong low, possibly working its way into the central country, which, could kick up, maybe some severe weather. Possibly. It's a little too early to tell for that right now, but, also a bit of winter weather can't be ruled out as well. Wow. GFS on that latest run is a little aggressive there. So we'll have to see. It's still too early, but there is signals that a big storm could be on the horizon here for right around the 14th, 15th, which, obviously still is a good, a good 7-8 days away or so. So, things could definitely change by then, but going over the last several models you can see here. So each one of these frames I do is a separate model run. The last several model runs here, yeah, they've been pretty consistent, actually. They have been. Oh my gosh, dude, no way. Are you serious right now? Proxy coming in again with the support. Holy cow, dude. Proxy coming in with $150 on Venmo. No way, dude. Proxy, good to see you. Thank you so much for that. Dude, you did not have to do that. That is crazy. Y'all, please give Proxy another big thank you for the support. Proxy, you're amazing. Thank you so much. Let's see. Proxy says, great to hear, or great to see your hard work again, Andrew. We all appreciate all you do for us. Let's see. Hope this helps with your PC rebuild and any software you need, Proxy. Thank you, Proxy. That really helps out a ton. So thank you. Huge shout out goes to you, Prox. Seriously, thank you. That is, wow. Dude, that is really sweet of you, Prox. Like, I can't ever say it enough. Thank you so much for all your support. That's just really, 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 really sweet of you. Thank you so much. Proxy, as you know, if there's anything I can do, I will be more than happy to help you. I'm sure you probably want an update for your area and what's going on, so I will do that. But like I was just saying, guys, we're going to have to watch out for mid this month, right around the 14th, 15th. It does look like we're going to have another storm system come through, which, could drive a lot of snow, maybe some severe weather as well. The signals are there, but it's just a little too early to be for sure overall. But, dude, Proxy, once again, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. So, Proxy, if you just joined, which I think you just did, let's see here. Let me hop back to the SPC real quickly. I want to show you this real quick. So I know you have family down in Louisiana. So I would give them a heads up for tomorrow. I know it's a level 1 threat. Odds of them seeing severe weather is fairly low, but there is that risk in place here for tomorrow. And across Louisiana, there is a tornado risk. So potential for a couple spin-ups could be possible. So we'll need to look out for that. A little bit of, gusty wind, 60, maybe upwards of 65 mile per hour wind gusts on those storms can't be ruled out. 5% chance here. And of course, hail, we do have a 5% chance here as well. Just, hail size is ranging between mostly 1 to 2 inches in diameter, not really anything above that. So just Proxy, if you could give them a heads up, just let them know. I just wanted to share that with you because that's the new information. I remember yesterday I was telling you that I would have a better overview of everything for the severe weather. And as of right now, SPC has you has them in a 2% risk for tornadoes, 5% chance for hail, 5% chance for winds as well. Anyways, let's see here. Dude, once again, Proxy, thank you so much. I appreciate that. WWT says, I'm in Louisiana, New Orleans for tornado risk tomorrow. Yeah, be careful, my friend. Be careful. Do I think the storm system next week will be as bad as March 31st? It's too early to tell, honestly. Are you talking about March 31st from last year? I'm not good with dates. That's one thing about me is I cannot, I'm not one of those walking storm encyclopedias like some people are who can just pick a random date off the top of their head. I can't do that, but we'll have to see. There is strong signals. There is definitely strong signals pointing towards a pretty strong storm system here. And like we mentioned, it's been very consistent. It's been very consistent in the models. So each frame I do here, like we mentioned, this is one model run of GFS here. So you can kind of see here that the last several runs, and this is initiated every 6 hours, by the way. So, yeah, we got a lot of runs mentioning that storm system. Let me also bring up Euro. It's good to obviously not just compare the model runs, but the models themselves. I mean, yeah, you can even see for yourself. Euro, too, has that strong low developing right around the 15th, which, once again, it is still several days out, but there's a lot of signals at this point. So with that being said, there is confidence. there is a bit of confidence. Now, things can still change in how the storm looks, essentially. So I just want to go ahead and let you know what that. We could get some more information on the system as we, of course, get as we do get closer to the event here. But we'll definitely keep an eye out there for that. That's kind of our extended range look here. But for right now, I really just want you guys to focus on the south here with that bit of severe weather that we're going to be seeing potentially here for tomorrow, which I don't think we're going to need to do full-on coverage tomorrow. But I will if I have to. If it does get pretty bad out there, if things start really popping off, then yeah, we'll definitely be there to at least help you guys with a little bit. So I'm going to say coverage possible tomorrow, which we'll get into. Coverage will definitely be a possibility for tomorrow. But as of now, I'm not anticipating it. Let's see here. I think I hear the fans on my PC. No, that's actually my air conditioning. People are probably like, what, air conditioning? Yeah, I'm in Florida. So pretty much, actually, I probably need to switch it over to heat because at nighttime we have to turn on the heat. During the daytime it's AC. We're at that part of the season now. See, next week's going to be in the 60s finally. Yeah, so with that storm system that could occur, these classic storm systems that develop here, that classic low, indeed can bring up a lot of warmth from the Gulf, and it can also indeed bring down some cooler air from up north. These systems, they spin counterclockwise, so at least temporarily we could get some warmer conditions ahead of that line of potential storms that develops here for the 14th, 15th. But then, potentially following that right after could be some cooler air. So, that's something that I do want you guys to also just know, though. But you know what? I mean, I tell you, though, that's been pretty consistent. That's been very consistent on the models here. So, I'm actually I'm pretty confident in the storm system here happening. So we'll give you guys more updates on that. I'm sure tomorrow's video that we're going to do, I'll give you guys some more updates on that. But anyways, like we mentioned here, we do have a little bit of snow and stuff working its way through the Ohio Valley. So if I was to go ahead and bring up the radar, just to kind of look at things here. You can see out there by Ohio, we do have a bit of snow. The good news is, though, is that we're not really expecting much of snowfall for you guys. Not really, hardly anything. Some areas could pick up maybe an inch, maybe two, but yeah, and generally speaking, we're not really seeing a whole lot of snowfall out of this. What's up, James? Hope you're doing good. Welcome. Tired of the 30s temperature? Yeah, I hear you. I'm ready for it to warm up. I'm ready for spring. I don't know about y'all. My allergies have been starting to get to me, though, unfortunately. That's the one thing about this time of the year that I hate the most is allergies. They're terrible this time. What's up, Mark? Hope you're doing good, man. Welcome. But anyways, folks, all right, let's go do a little bit more of a deep dive here into the storms here. So we're going to start off with the timing, just giving you guys a bit of a heads up here. Actually, let's hop back to the 18 Zulu. That's the latest full run here. So it looks like storms here are going to start to fire off for tomorrow fairly late. We could have some showers and some storms throughout the morning and the afternoon, but it looks like a lot of the main activity is going to be developing here some point in the late afternoon, probably the early evening, starting off here throughout like eastern Texas and like Louisiana, at some point towards the evening tomorrow. And you can kind of see maybe a little line developing here as we approach the morning of the 9th. So it's also going to be possible that, some of this storm activity will be happening overnight. So I want to give you guys a heads up on that too, is that, some of these storms actually will likely be occurring, perhaps even severe overnight. Okay. So we'll keep you updated with that. I'll give you more info on that tomorrow too, but, with the new updates. So, we'll keep you guys in the loop of everything. But yeah, so keep that in mind, though, is that there could definitely be some storms popping off fairly early as well here in the morning. Looking at the instability. So this is basically the fuel in the atmosphere here. You can see that, honestly, to be quite fair, a lot of that instability is capped out. So for the people who don't know the terminology, this is basically this is a good thing. This could be a good thing, and help preventing storms from firing off here. There's a lot of convective inhibition, or just what we call also CAP, which can prevent storms from really, or can really make them struggle to fire off. It seems like a lot of that instability could be capped out. So, we'll see. But yeah, we do have a little bit of instability, of course, which is going to be there. To allow for those storms to fire off there. Let's see here. Yeah, you can really see once we approach our way into pretty much tomorrow afternoon. We really start to build in some instability here tomorrow evening here as well across the south. So, there's going to be enough energy. There's going to be enough instability for storms and, perhaps even some severe weather. And as we continue into Sunday, like we mentioned, we do have a risk as well for Sunday. But you can see that we do have, some also, some of that lingering instability working its way throughout like Georgia and Florida, which we do have a risk. Remember, for Sunday, we do have a risk for severe weather. And actually, there is going to be a potential for tornadoes as well as damaging winds as well. Storm Prediction Center did mention that. So that continuation of the threat could be possible. Now, looking at the lower level winds, which is very important for, tornadic development and whatnot. We could have some, a little bit of lower level winds, maybe 20, 30 knots. Not really anything significant, which is good. So once again, if we did get tornadic activity here, this also applies into Sunday. So not just Saturday, but also Sunday here too. There could be a little bit of brief tornadic activity. If we did get a tornado, it would likely be brief and weak overall. Let's see here. Anna, thank you so much for Tropical Storm for 6 months. I appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you so much, Anna. Saying thank you for all you do. Much love. Thank you, Anna. I really appreciate your support for now a half a year. Seriously, thank you so much, Anna. That is greatly appreciated, my friend. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate your support. So thank you so much. But yeah, there definitely could be, enough wind shear to, possibly get a brief, spin up tornado. And like we mentioned, it would likely be brief, likely be weak. Just considering how non-significant those winds are in the lower atmosphere. Same thing applies to tomorrow as well. You guys can kind of see here we do have a little area of low pressure that's going to be centralized towards the Dallas-Fort Worth area for tomorrow evening. So for later on tomorrow, we're going to have this area of lower pressure towards like the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is going to kick up a little lower level jet. Once again, maybe 25, 30 knots of lower level winds, which obviously is something, and it obviously could, kick up a tornado, a relatively brief or weak tornado. But the good news, guys, is the fact that we're not expecting any significant tornadic activity. Okay, so the strength is likely going to be fairly weak, and tornado duration is probably not going to be long-lived. One thing I will say though, the storms themselves. It could be fairly organized because in our mid-atmosphere, we actually do have some pretty strong mid-level flow. So the jet stream in the middle atmosphere is actually pretty fast. We're talking 65, maybe 70, 80 knots, right around, 20,000 feet or so, 500 millibar height equivalents, roughly around that height. So middle atmosphere. But yeah, and there's going to be some decently strong winds, across the middle levels here, which could. Definitely allow for some storms to be relatively organized, in terms of, making sure that warm air uptake. So basically all that warm air that, comes up into the thunderstorm separates from the air that's going out of the thunderstorm. So you have an intake, you have the exhaust. So, those winds kind of help push your incoming warm air away from your outgoing cold air. I hope that makes kind of any sense here. Proxy! Oh my gosh, Category 5 for 29 months, dude. That's almost 30 months from Proxy. Almost 30 months, dude. Holy cow. Proxy, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that. I'm a proud supporter of the NW6 family, and Andrew, his hard work keeps us informed and stay safe. Proxy, thank you so much, dude. I appreciate that so much for the Category 5 membership for 29 months, dude. Wow. Goodness. Thank you so much, Prox. Once again, I can never say it enough. You know that. I could never, ever say it enough. Thank you, Prox, once again from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate all of your support. You are amazing, and I really appreciate that. So big thank you. Thank you. Renita coming in with the 5. Thank you, Renita. I appreciate your support as well. Thank you, guys. Seriously, all for your support. It's much appreciated. You guys really help me out a ton, help the channel out a ton. So thank you. Renita, thank you for the 5. Saying, hi, Andrew. How is Macon, Georgia looking for Sunday, please? Winds, tornadoes. I got you, my friend. So I do believe you are in the level 1 threat. Let me verify this, though, just to make sure. But I do believe for Sunday you are in that level 1 threat. So we do have that threat. Actually, I think you might be under it now. Yeah, Macon, Georgia. You know what, Renita? I think you're good. Yeah, because that threat for severe weather coming up into Sunday, as of now, is relatively far to your south. Now, of course, there could be changes by then. Of course, we're not going to completely rule that out. Let me look at the instability here. Let's see if any of that actually worked its way up into your region. So, okay, so for the afternoon of Sunday, I mean, you can see, according to some of the models here, or, in this case, the RAP model, there could be some instability, which could fuel some storms. A lot of our mixed layer instability, though, is just, not really towards those regions. Mostly isolated for northern Florida and maybe even like southern Georgia. But honestly, to be honest with you, Renita, I think you're good. I really do. I really do. And just to be for sure, let me go ahead and actually just grab a sounding real quickly. I'm not expecting you guys to know how to read these soundings because they're a little tricky, especially for people who's like new to meteorology and whatnot. Yeah. So this is elevated for the most part. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. It's too cool in the lower atmosphere too. Just really not a good environment for severe weather, to be honest with you. I think you'll be fine. So as of now, honestly, Renita, there's really nothing you need to worry about. One thing though, you will probably get some rain. You'll probably get some rain, and actually, let me talk about that real quickly, because rain is actually going to be something that the South is going to be seeing a pretty good amount of here coming up. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and bring up the forecast here, and we'll do the next the next 48 hours of precipitation here. Actually, you know what? Let's do the WPC forecast for the next 72 hours of precipitation here. So this is from the Weather Prediction Center. So if we zoom into the south here with you guys. So actually, I mentioned this here earlier on the video we put out earlier for you guys. So yeah, we mentioned that areas up in like northern Florida and like southern Georgia, we could be seeing above 2 inches of, sorry, not snow, definitely not snow, above 2 inches of rainfall, could be quite possible. So, for northern Florida, southern Georgia, 2 or more inches could be possible. Renita, out there by you'd be more in the maybe inch and a half range of rainfall. So, you're going to get a little bit of rain out of it, but I don't think you're going to get any severe weather. It seems like a lot of the instability and just the environment for severe weather is just going to be too far to your south to really allow for you to get anything. So, while you're going to get some precipitation, honestly, it's probably not going to be any more than that, to be quite fair. What's up, Jim? Hope you're doing good. Sydney says, let's see here. I have a question. So my friend lives in Florida and wants to know what Jacksonville's getting. Gotcha. So first of all, Jacksonville's actually going to be getting, possibly 1-2 inches of rainfall within the next 3 days out of the storm system. Since I'm already there, I'd go ahead and mention that. Renita, thank you so much for the Tropical Storm membership. I appreciate that, Renita. Thanks for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Seriously, thank you guys so much for all your support. Renita, thank you for the Tropical Storm. I appreciate that. But yeah, Jacksonville, 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is kind of what we're going to be seeing here. Now, in regarding to the risk, Jacksonville is in the level 1 threat coming up on Sunday. So for Sunday, we do have a risk for severe weather up by Jacksonville. So like we mentioned, the Storm Prediction Center, the forecast here in Norman, they did mention that tornadoes could be possible, brief tornado, also strong, strong damaging wind gusts out of the storms will be the main hazard, but can't rule out a tornado or two. So we're probably going to have a little tornado threat here for Sunday, continuation of that. And of course, the main threat is going to be damaging winds. But so, obviously the chances of Jackson getting a tornado is very low. It's still very low. So don't stress over that. But we can't rule out any tornadic activity in the general area. As of right now, it is possible. But the main concern, I think, is going to be just some gusty winds out of some storms that could happen nearby. So that's that. Let's see. Renita says, "Thank you so much. You are so great at what you do." Thank you. I appreciate that. Greatly appreciated. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, my friend. How is North Carolina? Because my friend wants to know. North Carolina's fine, actually. Yeah, we're pretty good. As of right now, we do not really have anything going on. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and bring up SPC real quickly for you guys. So we don't really have anything going on for the Carolinas. So we have today's risk, that little marginal. Tomorrow, that pretty decent sized marginal risk here. Yeah, all this activity is going to stay south of the Carolinas. So the Carolinas are actually pretty good. It's just going to be too cool out there and just non-supportive for any severe weather or anything. So you're good. You're good. Let's see here. Renita said you're welcome. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Once again, thank you. Chris says, "What's up, man? How are we looking for Locust Grove, Georgia this weekend? Awesome channel for sure." Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So let me bring up Locust Grove. Let's see here. So you're actually kind of in the same boat as Renita was. You're good. You're going to see a little bit of rainfall and whatnot. We're going to be getting a little bit of rain and precipitation out there just in general. Right around an inch, maybe inch and a half or so is going to be possible for areas out by you. The good news, though, is that we are not expecting any severe weather for you. So you're good. So keep that in mind. No severe weather for your area. A lot of that's going to be on the deep southern side of Georgia. And also northern Florida here for Sunday. But like we mentioned, there will be some rainfall, about an inch, maybe an inch and a half or so, could be expected for those regions. But other than that, yeah, severe weather-wise, as of now, you are not expecting any of that. So that's good news. Definitely some good news. If the weather gets bad, it won't be sleeping at all. Yeah, I get how it can be. I totally understand. Let's see here. What's up, Marco? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing good. But anyways, so that's that. That's what we got going on there. Once again, tomorrow's risk is, we do have a fairly decent size risk for tomorrow. Once again, I don't think coverage will be needed tomorrow. But we'll be ready to go live if we have to be honest with you. So these areas here in the green, like we mentioned, this is our tornado threat for tomorrow. Portions of eastern Texas, a lot of Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, panhandle Florida. We do have ourselves a 2% chance out there for tornadic activity. Damaging winds, we do have ourselves a 5% chance. Once again, just some gusty winds up to 60, maybe at most 65 miles per hour inside of those storms. 5% chance, relatively low end prob. And of course, hail. A little bit of hail is possible, which the hail threat actually works its way further up into Texas here, in which we could be seeing those hailstones between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. So, let's see here. Chris says, "Cool, appreciate you, bro." No problem, man. You're very welcome. I'm still shocked from Helene's flooding. Yeah, I can understand that. Helene was pretty bad. Helene was very bad. It was a flooding nightmare for a lot of people, for sure. It was really bad up there in the Carolinas, especially North Carolina. They got slammed with that rain. Jeez, that was quite a storm, man. What's up, Sam? Hope you're doing good. No more big winds. Well, honestly, like we mentioned on the storms, there definitely could be some strong winds. I want to keep an eye out there for that other storm system, like we were mentioning, guys. As we come up here towards middle month here, with a low pressure system that strong, if since it's been very consistent in the models, once again, it's been very consistent. With a low potentially that strong, it would cause a lot of the regions to experience strong winds too. So, look out for right on the 14th or the 15th. I know it's a little ways away out, but like I mentioned, there's been a lot of consistency, in the models like the GFS and the European model, the ECMWF. So there is a lot of support with this. Potential dangers for snow, severe weather, of course, like we mentioned, some strong winds there too. It just depends on how strong that low does get and whatnot. But so we'll keep an eye on it. That's really the next big storm maker that we're gonna really need to look into. So yeah, right on the 14th and 15th, it seems like we have a lot of strong signals, hinting towards that about a week out. Let's see here. What do I think could change temperature in the United States? So if a storm system like this did occur, like we mentioned, these things rotate counterclockwise here in the northern hemisphere. So this would actually, potentially drive up some warmer conditions. Ahead of a storm system like this could really bring up a lot of warmer conditions. And you can actually see that if you look at the temperature anomalies, how a lot of the east is going to be, reddish color, which is showing, warmer than usual, while the blue is showing, cooler than usual. And that's also what the Climate Prediction Center has in the temperature outlook here, is that a lot of the eastern country is going to be warmer than usual coming up here for a bit of March, while the west is actually going to be pretty much cooler. So, but yeah, you can really see that though, And around the time now, like we mentioned, we just have that cooler air coming out from that last system. But, we'll, if that storm system did occur, there would be quite a significant, warm up before possibly another cool down behind it. Because, these systems do drag down a lot of cooler air as well. So we'll see. We'll have to see how that plays out. But it definitely does look like that there will definitely be some big shifts in the temperatures. Just glad it's not freezing anymore, dude. I am so glad it's not January anymore. My goodness, dude. January was a cold month. Even here in Florida where I'm at, dude, it was so cold here during January, dude. It was crazy. January was very cold. February was still pretty snowy. Not as cold, of course. But thankfully, that's all going to start to change soon. Obviously, it's almost springtime. We're already past meteorological spring. What is it, about maybe 2 weeks or so from now will be an actual springtime. So we're getting close. We're getting there. Not too much more of this, to go through. But obviously, severe weather season is right on our horizon. It is right on the horizon. So it's here, it's here, and we got to obviously be kicking into storm mode, kind of rolling out of winter weather mode and going into storm mode, because things are going to start popping off here. And like we mentioned, we have a strong signal for the 14th and 15th, with several model runs, several models themselves, just very consistent on this system here. So that's going to be really the next big thing we need to look out for. But anyways, guys, do y'all have any questions before I roll off here? To be honest with you, we really kind of went over a lot of everything we need to. I just wanted to hop on here, go live with you guys for a little bit, just to kind of give you guys a bit of a, heads up and just kind of update you on everything. But yeah, so tomorrow, like we mentioned, I don't think we're going to need any coverage. I think we'll be good. Not really expecting to do any coverage tomorrow, but we will if we have to, obviously, if things really start to pick up and if we really start to see a lot of nasty stuff happen out of tomorrow's event, then we'll go live. But honestly, generally speaking, tomorrow, while there is a pretty big severe weather risk, it's a lower end level. So it's going to be, kind of isolated severe, if that makes sense. Relatively spread out for the most part. So we'll watch for that. And like we mentioned, these areas in green, we do have a little tornado probability for portions of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, of course, Florida. And, once again, we do have that damaging wind threat here. Just some gusty winds, maybe 60 upwards at maximum, up to 65 miles per hour. And, once again, some hail too, between 1 and 2 inches in diameter, 5% chance as well. And then, like we mentioned, we work our way into Sunday here. And, of course, we do have, that risk in southern Georgia, northern Florida, and whatnot. Will I cover next week for us? Yes, I will, Renita. I'll be here to let you know what's going on with everything. I'll be giving you guys updates left and right here. So, like I said, the new thing that I'm starting to do here on the channel is daily videos, getting a video out in the morning or afternoon. Either there's no specific time, but sometime in the morning, afternoon, and then during the evening, I do a live stream like we're doing now. So up until the event happens and past the event, like I said, we'll keep you informed. So we'll let you know everything you need to know. For coverage, it depends on when those storms fire off and whatnot, but we'll shoot to do coverage if it's needed on the 14th and 15th. Once again, I know it's very far out. There's a lot of time, and there's a lot of things that can still change until then. But considering how well the models have been consistently talking about this storm system, and the models themselves, the different models, the variety of models has been talking about this as well. It's definitely something that we need to look out for. Will Chicago see any bad weather? Honestly, Chicago is a little high up there, and I don't think we're going to be dealing with anything big time. With that upcoming storm system, if we did get it to roll through, it just depends. Once again, there's a lot of things that can still change, but there could be some strong winds involved for some of the areas out there by Chicago. It's just a little too early to tell. The specific impacts for regional areas is just a little too early still. But the general idea of a big storm system for the 14th and 15th is pretty well in place at this point. So 14th, 15th, 16th, definitely need to keep an eye on it, for all types of hazards potentially. So that's really our next big storm system that I think is going to be something we really need to look into. Okay. But it's been consistent for days now, for several runs, several models. That's a lot of confidence already, That's a lot of confidence. Renita says, yes, thank you. No problem. You're very, very welcome. And like I said, we're here for you. I'm glad to help you out. And, just the main thing is, guys, is just keeping you guys weather aware and weather prepared. I am, like I said, we're here for you. We're really here. And I'm really glad to be here for you guys to help out, of course. What's up, Janice? Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome. Jess says, thank you for everyone stopping by today's stream. Be sure to like the video as a free way to show your appreciation toward the effort. Thank you so much, Jazz. I appreciate that. Greatly appreciated. And like I said, guys, if y'all have any final questions before I roll off, we're rolling off a little early today. But like we mentioned, I really got everything out there that we really need to talk about for now. So if you guys are just joining and you'd like to go over the update again, just feel free to rewind the live stream. We talk about really everything you need to know and whatnot. And of course, if you're at this point and you guys have any questions still, feel free to throw them in the chat here, which I'll be more than happy to answer before I roll off here. But like we mentioned, the main thing that we got to really focus on now is just, this little severe weather threat here for tonight going into tomorrow, and of course into Sunday as well. Just a little risk for severe weather. A couple tornadoes can't be ruled out Saturday or Sunday. We can't rule that out. Damaging wind gusts and a bit of hail is also possible there. So let's see here. Do I think that a tornado outbreak is possible next month? Honestly, given the time of the year it is, we can't rule that out, of course. It's happened in previous seasons, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's no way to be for sure, but at this point anyways, for next month, it's very hard to forecast weeks in advance, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did. It's just that time of the year, it happens. Jim says, thank you for the free info. No problem. You're very welcome, my friend. Glad to be here. Glad to help out. Proxy says, have a great, restful night, everyone. Sleep well and stay safe. Thank you, Proxy. I appreciate that very, very much. And once again, Proxy, huge thank you for all your support. You are amazing, Proxy. I really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Proxy, huge shout out goes to you. But going once and twice, everybody. If any of you guys have any further questions before I roll off here, go ahead and feel free to throw them down in the chat. And once again, if you guys are new to the channel, if you haven't already, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Can I check on the wind shear? Because it's in Georgia. What are you talking about? This upcoming event here? Let me bring up the models again here real quickly. So yeah, we did mention that our lower level winds are not going to be anything significant. So there's going to be the possibility for tornadoes, like we mentioned here, coming up into Sunday for southern Georgia. But the winds are in the lower atmosphere are going to be relatively weak, maybe 20, 25, maybe at most upwards of 30 knots, which is pretty weak winds in our lower atmosphere, which is crucial for tornadic development. With that low that we do have rolling through. Our mid-level flow, though, like we mentioned, we do have a pretty strong mid-level jet stream. which could keep storms fairly organized in general. But, you know, tornadic activity and stuff, like we mentioned, is just going to be relatively weak and brief, you know, if we do have that. I mean, we do have that northerly winds there, you know, once again, right around 25 knots or so. Yeah, pretty low end, and we do have that mid-level flow that changes, you know, wind direction with altitude here. So, but yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. But from what it looks like, it's just going to be a low end tornado threat, brief tornadoes, and like we mentioned here, relatively weak as well, more than likely. So we'll keep on watching it though. But alrighty, everybody. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Once again, everybody, if you guys did enjoy this, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Once again, everybody, thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Thank you for all the supporters tonight, too. Big thank you. Like Renita, Proxy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Also, Anna as well. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate all of your support. So thank you all for the people who've donated and who support us directly. I cannot thank you guys enough, as you guys really do make this possible, and you guys really help us out a ton. So thank you so much for all that. But alrighty, everybody. Well, you guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. The stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes, so go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. Once again, everybody, you guys stay safe out there. Tomorrow, we'll give you guys some more updates. I'll make a video tomorrow for you guys, and once again, we'll do coverage if we have to. You know, if things really start popping off, and they do get pretty crazy, if they do, we will be here to cover that, at least for a little bit. And, you know, if not, we're just going to anticipate, we're just going to go off of our normal schedule. We're just going to make a video in the morning or afternoons at some point. Then we'll go live in the evening. And then, like I mentioned, if there is the need for coverage, we will do it if it's needed. But alrighty, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining. You guys take care. Have a wonderful rest of your night. Once again, thank you all to the supporters. I really appreciate you. But alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and we will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. See ya all tomorrow. Peace out.